What is up, everyone, and welcome back to the Roger Report, where we bring you the hottest, freshest, most unmissable updates from across the entire spectrum of news. The news cycle is spinning faster than ever, and if you blink, you might just miss it. But don't worry, we've got you covered with the stories that are making waves and shaping the conversation. Get ready for a rapid-fire rundown of the biggest developments that you absolutely need to know about, starting right now. We're diving headfirst into a world of incredible journeys, strategic insights, passionate debates, and behind-the-scenes glimpses. Buckle up, because you're about to get the inside scoop on everything that matters. Let's get into it. First up, geography is apparently a hot topic, even for globetrotting superstars. We've got a story about a certain NFL tight end getting a surprising geography lesson from his quarterback, and it involves a very long flight to an international destination. You won't believe the details of this conversation and the unexpected revelation about how far away one continent really is, even for someone who's been there before. Next, shifting gears to the strategic side of the game, we're pulling back the curtain on the mindset and preparation of a championship team's offensive coordinator. Get ready for some deep insights into player development, overcoming challenges, and the mental game that separates the good from the great. This is the kind of talk that fuels success. Then, the debate is heating up in the sports world, and it's all about fan bases. A prominent personality has thrown some serious shade, calling out one of the most passionate fan communities in football as the biggest bandwagon supporters out there. We've got the full breakdown of this controversial take and what it means for the fans who live and breathe their team. And finally, we're going behind the scenes with the team as they prepare for a major international event. Get a look at who's talking to the media, what they're saying about the upcoming challenges, and the overall vibe as they gear up for a massive game on foreign soil. This is your all-access pass to the team's perspective. Don't miss a single second of this action-packed episode. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, ring the notification bell, and join the conversation in the comments below. Let's go. Globetrotting star gets earth-shattering geography lesson. It turns out that even for those who travel the world extensively, the vastness of our planet can still hold a few surprises. In a recent revelation, Kansas City Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes playfully detailed how he had to give his star tight end, Travis Kelce, a rather fundamental geography lesson regarding the significant distance to Brazil. This unexpected educational moment occurred as the team prepares for their upcoming international game in Sao Paulo. The context for this lesson stems from the Chiefs' scheduled match against the Los Angeles Chargers in Brazil, a trip that requires an extensive travel commitment. Mahomes, speaking to reporters, highlighted the team's preparation for the long journey, noting that while coaches and trainers had meticulously planned for the physical demands of such an international flight, some players were less informed about the sheer scale of the travel involved. He specifically pointed to Kelce, who, despite having visited South America in the past to attend Taylor Swift's concerts, seemed to underestimate the duration of the flight from Kansas City to Sao Paulo. Mahomes explained, "I think more than anything it's just explaining to some guys how far the trip was. Some guys didn't understand how far the travel was. Travis, even though he was just down there last year, I was explaining to him how the globe works." This lighthearted jab underscores the reality of the nearly 11-hour flight, a significant undertaking that impacts player performance. The Chiefs are strategically flying to Brazil several days in advance to help their players acclimatize and mitigate the effects of jet lag. Kelce's previous trip to South America in November 2023 was a notable period in his highly publicized relationship with pop superstar Taylor Swift. During that visit, Kelce was seen spending time with Swift's father, Scott Swift, and Swift herself famously altered the lyrics to her song Karma during her concert in Argentina, referencing the guy on the Chiefs. This connection highlights the intersection of Kelce's professional life with his personal world, which often garners significant public attention. While Swift is not expected to accompany Kelce to Brazil for the game, her tour wrapping up may allow for more opportunities for them to spend time together. The upcoming game in Brazil marks the second time the NFL will host a regular season game in South America, following last year's contest between the Green Bay Packers and the Philadelphia Eagles. This expansion into new international markets signifies the league's growing global reach. Social media buzzed with reactions to Mahomes' comments, with many fans finding the anecdote amusing and relatable. Sports analysts chimed in, appreciating the candidness and camaraderie displayed by the Chiefs' star players. The story quickly became a trending topic, illustrating the public's fascination not only with the team's performance, but also with the personalities within the locker room. But how does this international journey compare to the internal strategies being discussed within the team's coaching staff? Stay tuned as we dive into the offensive coordinators, insights on player development and mindset. Strategic mindset. Offensive coordinator unpacks team's preparation. In the lead-up to a significant international game and the start of a new season, the mental and strategic preparation of a team's coaching staff is paramount. Kansas City Chiefs offensive coordinator Matt Nagy recently offered a detailed look into the mindset and development strategies he and the coaching staff are employing, particularly focusing on player growth and readiness. Nagy emphasized that the team's approach to player development and performance mindset began as early as organized team activities, OTAs, and has been a consistent focus throughout their preparation. He highlighted the importance of a player's mental approach, using examples of route progression and decision-making on the field. "It's always been that way," Nagy stated, referring to the continuous emphasis on mental conditioning. "But I think the repetitive nature of where we're at, it's important." And he's had that, since OTAs. We talk internally. We have some reminders for him, and it's good for him, and those guys, they're embracing it. And I think now we got to just go out there and play within the play. When discussing specific players, Nagy praised rookie offensive lineman Josh Simmons, noting his transition from playing in front of large crowds at Ohio State and the strong foundation laid by his college coaches. Nagy believes that the ability to learn from mistakes and not repeat them is crucial for a rookie's development. There's a mentality to that, and he's been really good with that. Preseason has been great for him. You also kind of have to have that mindset internally of who you are, of a belief in yourself, that if you do mess up, you're ready for the next time that happens to dominate it. And I think that's what he's had, just a really great mindset with those challenges, Nagy commented. Nagy also touched upon the team's approach to player evaluation and how the scouting department works in tandem with the coaching staff. He explained that the personnel department identifies a pool of players to focus on, allowing coaches to provide their assessments. So what they've done, I think has been really great, is they go ahead and give us a cloud of guys that they really want to put an emphasis on, and those guys were in that cloud. And so, when we watch them as coaches, you get to kind of put your own opinion on those players, and then they can value or devalue what you say or what you think. This collaborative process ensures a thorough evaluation from multiple perspectives. Addressing the unique challenges of playing internationally, Nagy spoke about the peculiar atmosphere of stadiums abroad, describing it as having a constant buzz that isn't overwhelmingly loud but also isn't quiet. So, I think until you're there and you understand that, we're gonna obviously do what we need to do with snap counts, and whether it's cadence or verbal, etc. But for those guys, just understand more than anything, for these guys, when you're out there as any type of rookie, it's no longer preseason. This is the real deal. He stressed the importance of players, especially rookies, recognizing the heightened stakes of playing in a professional game outside of preseason. Nagy also highlighted the consistent drive for greatness in his players, particularly mentioning a player whose leadership and dedication are exemplary. Probably his consistent drive to be great. And when I say that, sounds pretty easy to say, but when you do the things that he has done early in his career, and he comes back the next year and wants to do more and work harder and be a greater leader, he truly leads by example. He further elaborated on the concept of returning to basics and fundamentals, a process the coaching staff is committed to supporting and holding players accountable for. Regarding other players, Nagy described one as the team's energy guy, noting their consistent effort on every play and their return to peak physical condition. He came into this year in OTAs and then into training camp with a really good weight playing fast. You see it on tape. You see him finishing every single play. There's this focus that he has right now. He's locked in. I think he's very, very motivated. He felt what we felt last year, and so he's a leader now. This dedication and motivation are seen as crucial for the team's success. The insights from Nagy provide a comprehensive view of the team's strategic planning, player development philosophy, and the mental fortitude required to compete at the highest level, especially when facing the unique challenges of international competition. Speaking of team dynamics and player performance, there's a lively debate brewing about the very nature of fan loyalty in the league. We'll break down the controversial comments made about one of the most talked-about fan bases in football. Bandwagon backlash, prominent personality slams Chiefs fan base. The explosive popularity of the Kansas City Chiefs, significantly amplified by their recent successes and the high-profile relationship between tight end Travis Kelce and pop superstar Taylor Swift, has ignited a fiery debate about the nature of their fanbase. Respected radio personality JT the Brick recently took a bold stance, labeling the Chiefs' supporters as the biggest bandwagon team followers in the world. On Mad Dog Sports Radio, JT the Brick, whose real name is John Turner, articulated his controversial opinion, defining a bandwagon fan as someone whose support is primarily driven by recent success or popularity. A bandwagon is defined by fans whose interest and support for a particular team is based on recent success or popularity, he stated. The Kansas City Chiefs are officially the biggest bandwagon fan base in the world, more than any English soccer club, any team in La Liga, any baseball team that plays in the Japanese League, any team in the world. The #1 bandwagon fan base is the Kansas City Chiefs. Turner drew a parallel to the historical success of the Las Vegas Raiders during their dominant eras in the 1970s and 80s. He recalled how the Raiders' multiple Super Bowl victories and the rebellious, middle-finger attitude cultivated by owner Al Davis attracted a massive following, including celebrities like 50 Cent, Eddie Van Halen, Hunter S. Thompson, Ice Cube, and Tom Hanks. This era of success and associated cultural cachet, he implied, was earned through sustained excellence and a distinct team identity. He then contrasted this with the current Chiefs era. Now, they're a great team, Turner conceded, acknowledging the team's achievements, including 3 Super Bowl wins in a short span, the strong coaching of Andy Reid, and the solid ownership. However, he argued that the influx of new fans, largely attributed to Taylor Swift's presence and massive global following, represents a different kind of support. But because of the addition of a pop star who's the most famous gal in the world, they have received the most bandwagon fans ever in sports history, he asserted. Turner elaborated on his point by differentiating between the long-standing, dedicated fans and the newer ones. They have so many diehards and great ones in the kingdom that deserve to be their fans, and they put in blood, sweat, and tears. But the millions of new ones have put in nothing, not an ounce of homework, not an ounce of energy. Couldn't pick out Arrowhead on a map if you gave it and circled it. Never been there. This sentiment reflects a common critique that new fans may lack the deep historical connection and commitment that defines a core fan base. The comments quickly generated significant discussion across sports media and social platforms. Many longtime Chiefs fans expressed agreement with Turner's assessment, feeling that the recent surge in popularity has diluted the authentic fan experience. Conversely, others defended the new fans, arguing that increased popularity is a natural consequence of success and that welcoming new supporters should be embraced. Sports analysts have debated whether the term bandwagon is fair in this context, considering the Chiefs' sustained on-field excellence alongside the Swift-driven phenomenon. While the debate over fan loyalty rages on, the team itself is preparing for a significant international challenge, and we've got the inside scoop on their media availability. Get ready for a behind-the-scenes look at who's speaking and what they're saying as the Chiefs gear up for action abroad. Behind the scenes, Chiefs stars and coaches address media ahead of international game. As the Kansas City Chiefs finalize their preparations for their upcoming international matchup in Sao Paulo, Brazil, key players and coaching staff have been making themselves available to the media, offering insights into the team's mindset, strategy, and readiness for the unique challenges of playing abroad. This period of media engagement provides a crucial window into the team's internal discussions and external messaging. Several prominent figures have spoken, including defensive coordinator Steve Spagnuolo and offensive coordinator Matt Nagy. Their comments, often focusing on tactical approaches and player development, shed light on the coaching staff's priorities. Special teams coordinator Dave Taub also addressed the media, likely discussing the specific preparations needed for playing in a different environment and the nuances of special teams play in such a context. Quarterback Patrick Mahomes, a central figure in the team's leadership, has been a key speaker. His availability often centers on the team's overall morale, his personal preparation, and his perspective on the challenges ahead, including the long travel and the unfamiliar atmosphere of playing in Brazil. Mahomes' comments are always closely watched, offering a glimpse into the team's confidence and direction. Other players like Chris Jones, Trent McDuffie, and Josh Simmons have also been part of these media sessions. Their contributions provide player-specific insights into their individual preparations, their understanding of their roles, and their adaptation to the team's schemes and the upcoming international game. The inclusion of players like Simmons, a rookie, is particularly important as it highlights the team's focus on integrating new talent and ensuring all players are prepared for high-stakes environments. Head coach Andy Reid, a seasoned veteran, also made his voice heard, likely discussing the team's overall strategy, his approach to managing the international trip, and his expectations for the game. Reid's press conferences are always informative, providing a broad overview of the team's status and outlook. Beyond the current media availability, the provided information also references past media interactions and game highlights from the preseason. These include comments from players like Derek Nnadi, Noah Gray, Jawan Taylor, Mike Dana, and Xavier Worthy, offering a look back at the team's development and performance during the preseason. Specific game moments, such as impressive throws from quarterback Chris Oladokun, a touchdown run by Elijah Mitchell, a strong defensive play by Christian Fulton, and key receiving touchdowns by Rashee Rice and Travis Kelce, all caught by Patrick Mahomes, are mentioned as highlights from their preseason matchup against the Chicago Bears. The overarching message from these media availabilities and past highlights is one of focused preparation and a team united in its approach to the upcoming season and international debut. The team's commitment to engaging with the media underscores their transparency and their effort to keep fans informed and connected, even as they navigate the complexities of global competition. That wraps up our deep dive into the latest from the Chiefs camp. But before we go, let's do a quick recap of all the biggest stories we covered today. Stay tuned for the lightning round that brings it all home. And that's a wrap on another packed edition of the Roger Report. We've covered a lot of ground today, from surprising geography lessons to heated fan debates and deep dives into team strategy. Don't forget to hit that like button if you enjoyed the show, subscribe to the channel so you never miss an update, and ring that notification bell to stay in the loop. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and be sure to follow us on all social media platforms to keep the conversation going. We'll see you next time.